Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fit and fine. So dear students, as you all are aware that we are reading chapter 7, Yvonne's Tries an O-Level, written by Pauline Dexter. So first of all, let us recall what we have read as of now in this lesson. So as you all are aware that this lesson is very interesting, in which we have seen a prisoner whose name was Yvonne's expressed his strong desire to attain a degree in O-level German examination. All the preparations were done by the jail authorities. The governor of HM Prison Oxford, because he was jailed in HM Prison Oxford, the governor talked to the secretary of the examination. So as per their discussion, it was decided that examination would be conducted in Yvonne's cell. It was decided that examination would be conducted in Yvonne's cell. Jail authority made all the arrangements for the smooth conduct of the examination. Here the jail authority had to ensure two things. First, they had to ensure the security of Yvonne's, and second, they also had to ensure the smooth conduct of the examination. So under high security Yvonne's was kept, because this time the governor could not take any chance with Yvonne's. Yvonne's had already escaped from the jail 2 times. So that is why this time the governor was very particular about the security of Yvonne's, and he did not want to take the risk of any kind, the risk of any type. So gradually the day of examination arrived, and we have seen McLeary, who had to invigilate Yvonne's. He reached Yvonne's cell with his all the requirements with he was supposed to have for the smooth conduct of the examination. So let's see what happened next in the story. Till page number 77 we have finished. Now from last paragraph of page number 77 we are going to read. We are going to resume this story from here. Here is a conversation which took place between Yvonne's and McLeary. "You have got a watch?" McLeary asked Yvonne's whether he had got a watch. Yvonne's, "Yes, sir." McLeary, "I'll be telling you when to start, and again when you have five minutes left. All right." So he said that McLeary would be informing him when 5 minutes would be left. Silence. Now it was silence. McLeary, "There is plenty more of this writing paper should you need it." Then once again silence. Later McLeary asked Yvonne's to write the name of the paper 021-1 in the top left hand corner. Then again silence. Then McLeary said, "In the top right hand corner write your index number 313, and in the box just below that write your center number 271. All right." Silence. 9:20 AM now. So the conversation which was going on between Evans and McLeary. Governor was listening to everything through the mic. McLeary: I'm now going to Evans. Evans not going to stay here, isn't he? So Evans said Evans is not going to stay there. McLeary: I don't know about that. So he said he is not. Evans said he is not going to stay here, isn't he? McLeary said, I don't want about that. I don't know about that. So at this, McLeary said he did not know about that, whether Stephens would be in the jail or not. Stephens: Mr. Jackson's given me strict instructions too. Evans: how am I supposed to concentrate on my exam with someone breathing down my neck? Christ, sorry sir, I didn't mean. So he said that he could not focus on his examination, he could not concentrate on his examination. He would not be able to, he would not be able to concentrate on his examination if Stephens would remain present in the prison. So this is what he was instructed. This is what he was instructed. So here, dear students, Evans objected the presence of Stephens, and by giving the reason behind it that he would not be able to concentrate on his examination. The governor reached for the phone. Jackson: good. Get Stephens out of that cell, will you? I think we are perhaps overdoing things. So Jackson ordered Stephens to come out of the prison, because according to him he was it was like they were overdoing things, because they were as if they were very much concerned, and they imposed more security than required. So that is why he asked Jackson asked Stephens to come out of the cell. As you wish, sir. The governor heard the exchanges in the cell, heard the door clang once more, and heard McLeary announce that the examination had begun at last. So finally, dear students, the examination of Evans, which was scheduled to be conducted at 15 minutes past, at quarter past 9, at 15 minutes past 9, quarter past 9, finally it started on 25 minutes past 9. And now there was a great calm. At 40 minutes past 9, the examinations board rang through. The assistant secretary with special responsibility for modern languages asked to speak to the governor. The examination had already started, no doubt. A quarter of an hour ago. Yes, well, there was a correction slip. Well, there was a correction slip which some fool had forgotten to place in the examination package. So when the examination started, a call from examination board was received by governors, in which governor confirmed that the examination started at 25 minutes past 9. Then the member of examination board informed a governor that they had forgotten to place a slip in the packet. Very brief. Could the governor please? So someone from examination department requested, someone from the board of examination requested the governor if he would allow them to get that correction, to get that correction done. Yes, of course. So at this the governors allowed. Yes, of course. I'll put you straight through to Mr. Jackson in D wing. Hold the line a minute. So he directed the line to the D wing and said, hold the line for a minute. Was this sort of thing the governor had feared? So was it the sort of thing when governor feared? Was the phone call a fake? Was the phone call about which they were talking, was it a fake phone call? Some signal, some secret message? But he could check on that immediately. He dialed the number of the examination board but heard only the staccato bleeps. Staccato bleeps means beep sound of engaged. So when after correction, when the governor once again called the examination board in order to confirm that whether the call which was received by him was fake or it was real, then he found the phone was engaged. He could not talk to them. So let me write down the meaning of some words. Staccato. Staccato means staccato bleeps means beep sound. Staccato bleeps means beep sound. Staccato bleeps means beep sound. Okay. Offer, yes. But then the line was engaged. But after that, governor found that the line was engaged, wasn't it? Yes, not very intelligent. That 2 minutes later, he heard some whispered communications in the cell, and then McLeary's board, Scott's voice. After a few minutes, after 2 minutes later, he heard some whispered communication in the cell, and then McLeary's bored Scottish voice. And later he heard the McLeary's voice. Will you please stop writing? A wee while. Wee while means little while. Wee while means McLeary asked him to stop writing in a while. Okay, you can take the screenshot of these words and their meanings. Mr. Evans, and listen carefully. Further he said Evans that he should listen carefully to him. Candidates offering German 0121-1 should note the following correction. He asked him to stop for a minute and he made the correction. Candidates offering German 021-1 should note the following correction on the page 3, line 15. The fourth word should read golden, not golden. So he was told that he should read that word golden, not golden, and whole phrase will therefore read zum goldenen loven, not zum goldenen low. Okay, so he made some corrections in the question paper. I'll repeat that. The governor listened and smiled. He had taken German in the 6th form himself, and he remembered all by the sound of things, for the minister's pronunciation was most impressive. But what about Evans? He probably didn't know what an adjective was. So governor started remembering when he also adopted German as a subject, and then he thought about Evans, who had no knowledge of German language. Even he was not aware what adjective was. The phone rang again. The magistrate's court. They needed a prison van and a couple of prison officers. Remand case. And within 2 minutes, the governor was wondering whether there could be a Hawks. He told himself not to do so silly. His imagination was beginning to run riot. So once again, dear students, the governor received another call. It was from magistrate's court. They asked for a prison van and 2 officers. So first he thought that this call would be a Hawks. Hawks also means a fake or duplicate. A duplicate call here. Okay. So first he thought that it might be a Hawks, but he ignored because he thought that his imagination was going without control. So considering that he was concerning for it for nothing, he did not do that. Evans, for the first quarter of an hour, Stephens had dutifully peered through the peephole at intervals of 1 minute or so, and after that, every 2 minutes at 10:45 a.m., everything was still all right as he looked through the peephole once more. So Stephens was looking through the peephole until 10:45, that is quarter to 11. He found everything was all right. I took 4 or 5 seconds, no more. He said that he would take only 4 or 5 seconds and not more than it. What was the point? It was always more or less the same. He wants his pen between his lips. Sat straight. He sat staring straight in front of him towards the door, seeking, it seemed, some sorely. Sorely means, high degree. Sorely means high degree. Sorely means high degree. So he said that could be a hawks, that could be here sorely in the next paragraph. So it seemed some sorely, some high degree needed inspiration from somewhere, and opposite him McLeary seated. Actually Evans did not know a single answer, as he did not study anything throughout the year. He just pretended that he wanted to attain the degree in O-level German because he wanted to escape. He had already escaped from the jail 3 times. He had already escaped from the jail 3 times. So that is why this time that is why the governor was very conscious this time. He did not want to take any chance. That is why he said. Every time whenever Evans was seen, Stephen saw that he was not writing anything. He was just sitting by putting the pens between his lips. He always found him that he was having pen between his lip and he was not writing anything. And opposite him McLeary seated slightly askew. Askew means straight, straight or level position. Okay, askew from the table. His face in semi-profile, his hair, as Stephens had noticed by his eyes behind the pebble lenses peering through sightedly at church times. His right index number hooked beneath the narrow clerical collar and the fingers of the left hand, the nails meticulously manicured, slowly stroking the short black beard. So in this whole paragraph, simply the writer tells us that the posture of sitting of McLeary, how he was sitting there. Okay, so he uses many adjectives to define their way of sitting there. He uses many adverbs to define it. At 10:50 a.m., at 50 minutes past 10, the receiver crackled to life and the governor realized he had almost forgotten Evans for a few minutes. So at 50 minutes 10, at 10:50, once again the receiver started crackling. The receiver started giving him sound. He had almost forgotten Evans for a few minutes. Evans, please sir, a whisper. Evans, please sir, louder. Evans, would you mind if I put a blanket round me? So here Evans said that he was feeling cold, so that is why he wanted to wrap himself in a blanket. At 51 minutes past 10, Stephens was more than a little surprised to see a grey regulation blanket draped round Evans' shoulder. So at 51 minutes past 10, Stephens was more than he was more than a little surprised when he saw at 51 minutes past 10, when Stephens saw that he was wrapping the prisoner Evans was wrapping himself in a blanket. It made him shocked. It was very surprising for him. And frowned slightly and looked at the examinee more closely. But Evans, the pen still between his teeth, that staring just as vacantly as before, blankly beneath the blanket. Should Stephens report the slight irregularity, anything at all fishy, hadn't Jackson said? He looked through the peephole once again, and even as he did so, Evans pulled the dirty blanket more closely to himself. Was he planning a sudden Batman leap to suffocate McLeary in the blanket? Don't be daft. There was never any sun off this side of prison, no heating either, during the summer months, and could get quite chilly in summer of the cell. Stephens decided to revert to his earlier every minute observation. Revert means made a wanted to reply. So let me write down the meanings of some word. Like draft means crazy. The same word was also there in the previous lesson. Draft means crazy. So now when Stephens saw him in the blanket, he started thinking whether he was he got shocked when he saw him wrapping in a blanket. He thought that this way he might attack McLeary, the prison officer. Stephens thought that Evans was planning to attack McLeary, so that is why he was wrapping himself in a blanket. So this is what he was thinking when Evans wrapped him in the blanket. But on the other hand, he also saw that there is no sunlight in the cell, as sunlight was not reaching in the cell. So it might be really that Evans was feeling cold, so that is why he did not say anything. He did not say to him anything. At 20 minutes past 11, the receiver once more crackled across the silence of the governor's office, and McLeary informed Evans that only 5 minutes remained. So once again at 20 minutes past 11, the receiver once more crackled, once more made a sharp sound, and across the silence the governor's office and McLeary informed Evans that only 5 minutes remain. So Evans was informed that only 5 minutes were remaining. The examination was almost over now, but something still gnawed away quietly in the governor's mind. So still something hitting governor, something causes the worry of the governor. it reached for the phone once more. Okay, so once again the governor reached for the phone. So dear students, please mark till here. It's all about this class. In my next class I'll explain a few more pages of this lesson. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow.